AfroTales Podcast is a part of the Connected Podcast Network. Chef. Yes, Glio. Don't you love how we get to share our stories and recipes? Yes, I enjoy it greatly. Do you know what makes it possible for everyone to hear us? Yes, Glio. Our voices, obviously. True, but it's also Anchor, a hosting platform that distributes the podcast to places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and others. Oh, yes. And isn't everything needed to make a podcast in one place? That's correct. And the best thing of all, Chef, it's free. Free, you say? Free. And all I had to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. So, you just had to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Yep. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and do what we're doing now. Fantastic, Grio. Simply fantastic. I know, Chef. I know. Ahoy, my friend, and welcome aboard the AfroTales Podcast, a ship that will carry us from location to location, exploring the tales that grew from the African diaspora in the Americas and the Caribbean. I am Aman Mazinga, your teller of yarns. As we head out, a particular yarn for each location will be spun. Come, sit with me, and enjoy this journey. The Voyage Below. There was a countryman named Bordeau. He had worked hard all his life, and he became wealthy. He had many children. He was happy. Then, one day, his wife died. There were ceremonies. He had a mahogany coffin made. She was buried. Bordeaux hardly said a word. He sat in his house silently. If the children spoke, he did not seem to hear. The sons went out to take care of the fields, but Bordeaux did not go with them. His old friends came to pass an hour or two with him in the evening, but he said nothing. When food was brought to him, he refused it. He didn't seem to know whether it was day or night. The time went by. The evening arrived for the saying of the last prayers for the dead woman. Relatives and friends came from the villages. The houngan or voodoo priests came, and the drummers came. And as they were preparing for the customary praying, dancing, and singing in the courtyard, Bordeaux came out of his house and asked them all to go home. Bordeaux, this is the night of the last prayers. Do not send people home. Let us hold the service. For the praying, the singing, the dancing, and the feast, I care nothing. What does all of this mean to me now that my wife is gone? Go away. I cannot bear the sound of music. I will not dance. I will not eat. My grief is too great. Bordeaux, death comes to every family. It spares no one. Today it is there, tomorrow it is here. The dead cannot return. Do not treat yourself this way. Let the last prayers be said. Let the people dance, and let the feast be held. No, my house shall remain silent. Bordeaux, your wife now lives beneath the water with ancestors. We do not give ourselves to silence and grief forever because one we love has gone there. But Bordeaux would not be persuaded. So the voodoo priest said, Bordeaux, I will go beneath the water to find your wife. I will try to speak to her. Very well. But if you do not bring her back, then I will not speak again. I will not eat. My land can grow back to wild grass, and my house can rot and fall where it stands. The voodoo priest made preparations. He took his sacred beaded rattle in his hand and went down to the edge of the river. The people brought animals to sacrifice. There was a ceremony. They sang, and at midnight the voodoo priest walked slowly into the river, deeper and deeper until he disappeared. The people waited on the bank of the river for 3 days, and at midnight of the third day, the voodoo priest came out of the river, shaking his sacred rattle. There was a great excitement. The people took him to Bordeaux's house. They entered. Bordeaux was sitting there. He has returned. Our voodoo priest has gone below the water and come back. Where is my wife? Listen, Bordeaux. I went below the water. I went far. There was a long road. I followed it. There were hills, and I crossed them. There was a forest, and I passed through it. I came to the city of the ancestors. There were many, many people there. My father was among them. My mother was among them. Your father and mother were there also. Your grandfathers were there. Everyone who was ever here before us was there. I searched for your wife. I went everywhere. I came to a marketplace, and there I found her selling beans. I said, your husband, Bordeaux, is grieving. He does not eat. He does not sleep. He does not speak. He says, if my wife does not return from the dead, may my house fall upon me. I have come to bring you back. Your wife said this, Bordeaux. It is pleasant to have someone grieve for you.
But I live here now, below the water. When one dies, he does not return. Tell Bordeaux to bring the grief to an end. Tell him to eat. For when one is dead, he is dead. But when one is alive, he must live.
Bordeaux, your wife gave me one of her gold earrings she wore. She said it was for you. The voodoo priest took his handkerchief out of his pocket, and from the kerchief he took an earring, which he gave to Bordeaux. Bordeaux looked at the earring, saying, yes, this is my wife's earring. He sat silently, then for a long while, looking at the earring. At last he said, my wife has sent me a message from below the water. She said, when one is alive, he must live. So it shall be. Let us hold the service of last prayers. Let the food be prepared. Let the drummers drum. I will eat. I will dance. The end. Now, my friends, this story is sad and happy or gratifying at the same time. In reading this story, I stumbled upon this story right before I looked to record this, looked to bring you a tale. I literally stumbled across it looking for another story. And it just grabbed me. The title grabbed me. The Voyage Below the Water. And I was like, ooh, what is that about? I guess it fits being that we're on a pirate ship to wonder what is the voyage below the water. But when I read it, and I said to myself, oh no, this has to be shared to you. And I thought it wonderful. Sad in the beginning where he loses his wife. He worked hard, got money, got wealthy. And then he lost the most important thing to him, which was his love. To show you that the money meant nothing to him. The riches meant nothing to him. It was his love that meant everything in the world to him. And without it, what was the point of being here? And he was willing to just let his life just wither away until the voodoo priest went down below the water and talked to his wife. And his wife sent that message to him, letting him know. And I don't think that he would have believed the voodoo priest if he didn't come with the earring. That earring was the most important thing to him because it verified that you talked to the right woman, not just anyone down there, not just any person around. You truly went and talked to my wife. And a lot of times I think we think when we lose someone that is the end, whether it actually be forever as in death or just, in life, like we break up and we think that just because that person isn't in our life every day anymore, why bother? And I want to let you know that just like the story, just because you lose something, just because it's gone, it's not the end of you. You continue to live. You grow. You spread your love, spread happiness. Keep living, because when you are gone, you are gone. So there's no point in walking around dead on the inside and out, just waiting to be put into the ground. Go and live, no matter how much you love the person that you have lost. Because I'm pretty sure that they would want you to be happy. I think about the people that I've lost in my life, and in all aspects, and how I thought that it was the end. I was done. When I couldn't be around my children every single day, I thought I was done. Why bother being here if I can't be with them? Well, I'm glad I stayed, because every chance I get to see them, it makes me happy. It gives me another reason to be here, just to know that I will be able to see them soon. And with that being said, go See, Chef, I'm pretty sure he has a wonderful meal for you today. And don't forget, send me your stories that you want me to read to you and the rest of the world. And as always, have a blessed day. Welcome, my friends, to the Galley. I am your chef, and today, inspired by such a beautiful story, we shall make a Haitian macaroni au gratin. Now, what will you need for this simple recipe? Easy. You will need 16 ounces of panini or rigatoni pasta, 1 whole onion diced, 2 chicken bouillon cubes, 8 ounces block of medium cheddar cheese. Use about 2/3 and cut into small cubes. Easy for melting. 1 can of evaporated milk, half a cup of butter, half a cup of mayonnaise, and 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now, how do we put this together? We will preheat the oven to 350 degrees. We bring a large pot of water to boil over high heat. Add the pasta and let it cook until soft yet firm. Remove from heat and drain the water. Over medium heat, combine the pasta, the onions, and the chicken bouillon cubes. Stir the cheddar cheese in until melted. Keep stirring constantly to avoid the cheese from sticking to the bottom and burning. We do not want that. Add butter, mayonnaise, Parmesan cheese. Pour in evaporated milk and stir. Remove from heat and pour into a greased baking dish. Place it in the oven for about an hour or until ready. Remove, let cool just a little bit, and serve. And that is it, my friend. That is your dish. Now you go do what you do and let me know how it comes out. And until I have another wonderful recipe for you, as always, enjoy. My friends, we are here, and I want to thank you for coming out here on this voyage with me. Thank you for doing what you do and giving me the time to get to this point. I want you to join me in thanking Art by Chalet. I want to also join me in thanking those who create the sound effects and music on freesound.org and Free Music Archive. I want you to share this journey with your family and friends so that way they can be blessed just as you are. If you want to leave a comment or a review so others can learn about this voyage, please do so wherever you can. All other ways to support and contact me will be in the show notes. So please go there, check it out, and do what you do best and be you. Again, thank you. And until next time, have a blessed day.